Amanda, why do you do this to yourself? I literally just reorganized my stationery collection and now I'm gonna have to find some more space. Hey everyone, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a big one. It is the one you've all been waiting for, my Japan stationery haul. If you've been following along on Instagram or pretty much any of my other social medias, then you'll know that I just came back from a 2-week-long trip to Japan and it was the most incredible experience of my life. Hands down, one of my favorite traveling trip experiences ever. I did vlog the whole trip, so if you're curious as to what I did in Japan and want to see my experience there, definitely go check out the vlogs. I think by the time this video goes up, the vlogs will already have been up on my channel, so I will link them above as well as in the description box below. Anyways, one of the main things that I was the most excited for when I found out that I was going to Japan was, of course, the Japanese stationery. I feel like it's no secret that Japanese stationery is superior, they don't play around, and I was very excited to check it out. A lot of the popular stationery companies in North America are actually Japanese anyways, so I feel like going to Japan is kind of like going back to the motherland, going back home, back to where I belong. I'm gonna tell you guys straight up right now that this video is going to be extremely long because, spoiler alert, I got a lot of stuff. Like a lot. I went a little crazy, but I figured, you know what, how many times am I ever gonna be in Japan in my life? I might as well stock up now. Plus, you guys already know that I have a problem, so I feel like I don't need to justify it anymore. Oh, and I also got some gifts for you guys, because obviously I couldn't shop for stationery without shopping for my little doodles, you guys who support me always and are the main reason why I was able to go to Japan in the first place. So yes, there is a giveaway. Make sure you stay tuned to the end to see what I got you guys and how you can win the prizes. But anyways, we might as well get this thing started. So grab a snack. It's gonna be a long one. Let's do this. All right, so when I asked you guys for suggestions, I definitely noticed that there were 3 main stores among the hundreds of answers. And those 3 stores are Itoya, Tokyu Hands, and Loft. I only ended up buying stuff from Tokyu Hands and Itoya, not from Loft, unfortunately. I did visit Loft really briefly at the end of my trip. I just kind of sped through it. The only reason why I didn't buy things from Loft is because I had visited Itoya and Tokyu Hands near the beginning of my trip and I went really crazy and bought a lot of stuff because I thought those were the only 2 stores that I would be able to visit. And then by the time I visited Loft, I felt like I had enough and there was a lot of repeats anyway. I'm gonna start us off with the stuff that I got from Itoya. I went to the Itoya location in Ginza. I know that some locations are bigger than others, so just in case you were curious which one I went to. And I have to say, I think Itoya might be my favorite. Overall, it was just so pleasant. There were so many floors. I can't remember how many floors, but every single floor kind of had a different specialty. There was one floor that was dedicated to fountain pens and one floor that was dedicated to really high quality paper and one for more craft type of things. So it was really fun being able to explore, and every time you go up an escalator or go up the stairs to a different floor, you just like, there would just be all this stationery and it was insane. The main reason why I enjoyed shopping at Itoya so much is because it was just such a calming experience. I feel like the store was organized really well and there was like calming music playing. It wasn't too busy, especially when I went, and I was able to just be in my stationery zen, so I loved it. And I noticed that Itoya definitely focuses a lot more on fine quality artisan paper goods. So they had a lot of like really beautiful Japanese papers and fountain pens and that type of stuff. So it's not so much if you're looking for pens, because I actually didn't get too many pens from Itoya. I definitely got a lot more pens from Tokyu Hands. But if you're into like crafts and washi tapes and notebooks and papers and that type of stuff, then Itoya is definitely your place. This is actually the first time I'm unpacking all of this stuff, so it's almost like a second first impressions because I haven't looked at this stuff since I came back from my trip. But let's see what we got in here. All right, the first things that I got from Itoya were these 2 notebooks. I thought that these were so beautiful. It just has like a nice pattern on the front and the cover is like this linen material, and I just really loved the look of them. They're very simple and I could tell that the quality is really great, and I liked the patterns because I felt like it gave a subtle Japanese vibe. A lot of the things at Itoya, like the notebooks and the papers and stuff, had really beautiful Japanese patterns on them, so I wanted to make sure to get notebooks and things that I wasn't going to be able to find at all in Canada. Actually, I want to open one up and see. Ooh, I like the feeling of the cover. The pages on the inside are just plain, but it's a nice cream color. There's no dots or lines or anything, but I figured this would be a nice idea notebook or sketchbook or something that I can just take along with me. But I really, really like the texture of the pages. Oh, I can already tell, like the pages just feel so nice. And I like the cream color. It's almost like a shame. Like I feel like I don't want to write in this because it's so perfect and beautiful. And I do actually remember that these notebooks were a special collection with Itoya, and I can see that on the back too. It's Teiko Mihoncho Ginza at Itoya. So these are Itoya exclusive, and I'm very excited to use them. This one's for you guys. The next notebook that I got from Itoya is this one. This is the brand Paper Quintet, and it also says at Itoya, so I think this is an Itoya exclusive as well. But they actually had a couple different versions of these, and each one had a different color cover and a different color spine. This particular one has a black cover and a red spine, but each one had different types of paper on the inside. So this specific one actually has newspaper pages on the inside, which I thought was so cool. Now that I'm like really feeling the pages, it's almost like a mix between newspaper and construction paper, and it's like this slightly light grayish color. And I thought that this type of paper would be really, really great for doing sketches with Conte or chalk pastel or charcoal. I love doing that type of stuff as well, especially since they're gray. Then you're able to use like white chalk on top and it'll show through very, very nicely. I thought that this was just a cute little notebook, again, mostly for art and for sketching. The last notebook is probably one of the most beautiful notebooks I have ever seen. Like, look at this. It's this neon pink Japanese cherry blossom floral pattern, and the back is also the same matching neon pink as well. I want to open it up. There we go. And this notebook is actually an accordion style. I thought that was so unique. I've never had a notebook that is like this, but I thought it would be cool to do some sketches that maybe like extend along the pages. The paper, ooh, I'm out here ruining my own notebooks. The paper is actually pretty thick and it's more of like a crisp, clean white. So you can definitely use paints on this and like inks and stuff, which I thought would be fun to play around with. Whoa. Kind of cool. Anyways, yeah, so that's that notebook. I got a couple more paper type goods from Itoya. It was honestly my favorite part of the store, was just all of the gorgeous papers. There was a whole floor just for individual papers that you can buy. I wish I would have been able to buy full sheets of some of these papers because the designs were so beautiful, but I definitely wouldn't have been able to travel back home without folding it or ripping it or ruining it. So what I settled on was buying some origami papers. Both of these say washi origami papers. I don't know what that means. I thought that there was just regular origami paper, but apparently this is washi origami paper. But I loved the patterns on these. This particular one I think is the same brand and company as the one who did this neon pink notebook, because they also have like the neon pink floral designs all over them. Then I also got this blue pack. This blue pack has a lot more sheets in it. There's 20 sheets in here and each paper is a different design, but like every single design is so, so gorgeous. There's like gold foil on it, and I just can't wait to do some origami. Fun fact, when I was a kid in grade 4, I believe, my class tried to do the 1,000 crane challenge where you fold 1,000 cranes. I don't think we ended up making it to 1,000 cranes, but we got pretty close. But because of that, I can fold a paper crane in my sleep. So when I'm feeling stressed, maybe I'll just sit down and fold some paper cranes. If there's any place in the world to get origami paper, it's definitely from Japan. Okay, what should we do next? I think we should do like the stickers and washi tape type of stuff. Guys, I went a little crazy with the washi tape during this trip, like very crazy. I think I'm gonna need a whole new drawer or shelf or wall dedicated to washi tape after this trip. There were just so many cute ones and a lot of different patterns to choose from. In Canada, the washi tape selection is nowhere near as big as in Japan, and it was also just a regular item that was available in a lot of different stores, not just in stationery specific stores. Something that I noticed was that whenever I went into any souvenir shop, like even when I went to Tokyo Disney or a souvenir shop at the Shrine, they had different washi tape designs. So I couldn't help myself. Halfway through my trip, I just kind of decided that I am officially a washi tape collector. Yeah, every time I would go to a different area or a different store, I would just get whatever washi tape was there. So of course, since I loved the brand that did these like neon floral patterns, I got some matching washi tapes to go along with it. These ones are so, so beautiful. There's like this neon pink, sort of like floral design. And then this one has the same Japanese cherry blossom flowers all over it as well. And then I got these 2 packs. These come with 3 different thicknesses of washi tape, a really skinny one, a medium-sized one, and then a thicker one, but there's all these little stars all over them, and I got the gold version as well as the silver version. You guys know I'm a sucker for anything with stars and constellations on it, so obviously I had to get these. I also got these 2. This one is black with this gold foil floral design all over it. It almost looks like floral lace or something that's like crocheted or something. I thought this was so beautiful. And then this one is kind of like what I like to think of like a very stereotypical Japanese pattern. It's red with cherry blossoms and gold foil and leaves all over it. And these are just so beautiful. The brand is Kimono Zen washi tape. I got another Japanese floral design washi tape, but this one is a lot thicker. It's probably the thickness of about 2 regular sized washi tapes. I liked the blue floral design. It almost matches the origami papers that I got. And these are the last 2 washi tapes that I got from Itoya. This one has a nice light blue grid design, very tiny grids on it, and I thought it just reminded me of like the math grid notebooks that you used as a kid. And I thought that since it was so light, it would be able to fit a lot of different bullet journal themes and add a nice little pop. And then this one is so cool. As soon as I saw it, I knew I had to get it because it's gonna be very useful. It's basically just a roll of mini calendars. It has all of the numbers and you can cut it depending on where your month starts. There's 2 rolls in here, 1 roll with all the numbers and then 1 roll with the days like MT, you know, for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm excited to try this out in my bullet journal and see how it works. Hopefully it'll save me a lot of time. I got a couple of cute stickers as well. These ones are paper cranes and I thought they were so beautiful just because of the gold foil all over it. I'm a sucker for gold foil and Japanese stationery uses a lot of it. But yeah, there's like different floral designs on each paper crane. I also got these, which is just a whole sheet of Japanese cherry blossoms and there's different shades of pink and peach all over it. This would have been perfect for February because I did a whole month where my bullet journal theme was cherry blossoms, so I wish I had these. Maybe I'll go back into my February month and like stick these all around. And then the last sticker sheet that I got was this one that just has a bunch of tiny little gold, silver, and bronze stars. We're almost done with Itoya, but next things that I got were these 2 pens, and I was just really drawn to the pattern. Again, love this like Japanese floral design with the gold metallic foil all over it. I actually didn't get to test out what type of pen it is. I solely bought it because of the aesthetic. Oh my god. Oh my god, wait, it's a brush pen? No way. That makes it even better. It's like a brush pen too, like with different hairs on it. No, okay, wow. I am so glad that I got this. Oh my gosh, this is so nice. Has a good weight to it too. The brand is Akashi, yeah. Wow, I just knew in my soul that I would love these. Now I have a real Japanese calligraphy pen because it's like actually a brush pen. I'm excited for you guys to have one of them now. And then finally, the last things that I got from Itoya were stamps. Stamps are a new venture for me. I've never owned stamps or like a stamping block, and they had so many cute ones at Itoya, so I figured this is the beginning of my stamp journey. So obviously I had to get some ink pads because I didn't have any. I got this standard black ink pad, but I also got some fun colored ink pads as well. This one is a green color. The brand is Artnik, and the shade is green tea. And I also got some metallic ink pads, which I think are going to be really fun to play around with. This one is called Delicata Celestial Copper. So it's like a bronze color. And then this one is actually called White Shimmers. According to the swatch that I saw in the store, it shows up kind of pearly and white. I'm hoping that the ink will show up on top of black because I think that would be so beautiful. Like imagine a black page with like pearly white stamp designs all over it. Love that. And then in terms of the actual stamping blocks that I got this alphabet set, and it has every single letter, and it's in this like typewriter font. I thought that these alphabet stamps would probably be the most useful. I'm picturing like a nice greeting card, maybe if I want it to look rustic and fancy and write the person's name on the envelope with these stamps. I think that's so cute. Or even if I want to use it in my bullet journal, I think that could be fun as well. I've seen people use stamps like these in their bullet journal when they want a rustic vibe to their bullet journal theme, like with craft paper. I'm picturing it now and it looks great. And then I got a couple of nature ones, which I thought would go well with the green stamping ink that I got. This one is a little bee, and then this one is a butterfly. And then finally, I had to get these. They're just too cute. This one has two pandas holding hands. When I saw this stamp, I knew I couldn't pass on it. It is just a little Totoro stamp, guys. Studio Ghibli animated movies are some of my all-time favorites. They hit me in the feels a lot. I grew up on them and highly recommend checking out Studio Ghibli movies if you haven't already. And obviously when I was in Japan, there was so much Studio Ghibli related merchandise because that is the birthplace of the studio and Miyazaki and stuff. I can't wait to just stamp little Totoros all over. It'll be like my sneak attack. Moving on to Tokyu Hands. Tokyu Hands was an interesting experience. I had high expectations because so many people told me to go there. I didn't know what to expect, but what I didn't know was how overwhelming that store was gonna be. There is no store in Canada that compares to that, let me tell you that. I actually ended up going to two Tokyu Hands locations. The first one was Ginza, which is a lot smaller, but the only reason why I went was because it was close by to Itoya. They were kind of in the same area. So I went to that one first, and I knew that the Shibuya one was a lot bigger because apparently that's like their flagship location. But I wasn't sure at that time whether I was gonna be able to make it out to the Shibuya one. Even the Ginza one, even though it was the smaller location, it was still really big and had a lot of selection. But the Shibuya one is definitely way bigger. It's insane. The floors are so confusing. They like spiral up. There's 8 different floors and there's like level 1A and 1B, and it was a lot. I got lost in there for sure. And unlike Itoya, which was definitely a specialized arts and crafts and home goods type of store, Tokyu Hands has absolutely everything. Like they have a beauty section, a woodworking section, art supply section, home goods section, like traveling section. Every single floor is something different and it was crazy. Even just thinking about it right now, I'm getting stressed all over again. But in terms of the pros and cons of Tokyu Hands over Itoya, I would say that the pros of Tokyu Hands is that there's a lot more variety and a lot more pens. So if you're looking for pens, Tokyu Hands is definitely the place to go because they have aisles and aisles of pens and pencils and gel pens and markers and all of that, whereas Itoya was definitely more paper focused. I actually didn't really see too many pens at Itoya other than the really fancy, super expensive fountain pens, but Tokyu Hands, on the other hand, definitely had a lot more of the affordable markers and pens and gel pens and that type of stuff. Let's do the dump. Ugh. Amanda, why do you do this to yourself? I literally just reorganized my stationery collection and now I'm gonna have to find some more space. All right, so as soon as I walked into that grand stationery floor at Tokyu Hands, these were on display and it was the first things that I noticed and I knew I had to get them. It's the Zebra Modliner brush pens. You guys have been telling me to try these out and have been sending me pictures of these ever since it was announced that they were releasing these. And I was so happy to find all of these sets at Tokyu Hands. It's pretty much the exact same colors as the regular Zebra Modliner highlighters, but it's just brush versions. So I'm very curious to see how these work and whether I will like them. If the actual brush tip on these are really good, then I'm definitely gonna be grabbing these a lot because I've always really loved the colors that the Zebra Modliners come in. They're just nice, muted pastel tones. You guys know I don't like to work with anything super crazy in terms of color. So we'll see. I'll test these out and get back to you. Speaking of Zebra Modliners, I actually ended up finding a couple different colors that I didn't even know were available. I knew that there was some colors that I didn't have because there was like a hidden set that isn't as readily available in North America. But in Tokyu Hands, they actually sold all of the colors individually, so I was able to pick out the ones that I didn't have. So there's this nice little like indigo blue color, lime green, a more bold yellow color, and a red. The next set that I got was actually also from Zebra, the brand, but I've never seen these pens before. They're the Click Art pens. Just want to open them up. I remember testing them out in the store and being very intrigued because they were also on display next to the brush pens, so it sucked me right in. They're like clickable pens, but instead of a regular ballpoint pen coming out, it's an actual marker, and the tip is pretty thin as well. Ooh, I really like these. Oh, I can already tell that I'm gonna be using these a lot. I like that the colors are, again, very muted. I think Zebra does colors really, really nicely. They're like classy and not too bright and childish. Oh, these are great. I feel like I'm probably talking super fast and I'm very hyper, but it's just because I'm finally able to unpack all of these goodies. Ooh, I'm excited. These are so good. I kind of got these on a whim. I haven't heard anyone talk about these ever before, so it was a little bit of a gamble, but I'm glad I picked them up because they look, so far, I mean, just based off of the little test that I'm doing right now, so far they look really great. I have so many pens in front of me, I don't even know where to begin. All right, let's start off with these because I thought these were super cool and I've never seen these in Canada either. These are the Zebra. I didn't even realize that these were Zebra as well, but they're the Zebra Sarasa clip pens. I noticed that these Sarasa clip pens were very popular. There was a lot of different selections in terms of colors. These particular ones are a little funky because the ink is multicolor. So when you write, it kind of changes colors, and it reminds me of the gel pens that I used to have as a kid. It's like you're writing with tie-dye ink, which is so cool. I could just do these like little swirls and watch the colors change forever. Next up, I got some Pilot Juice pens. I've actually heard of these pens before, but surprisingly, I've never used them before. I think they are available in North America. Like Pilot is pretty popular here as well. But what drew me to these is the color selection, because I actually got the Pilot Juice pastel versions. So there's this light minty green color, pink, orange, yellow, and blue. It says it's 0.5, but it seems to be a lot thinner than a regular 0.5 pen in my opinion. Again, it's a gel pen formula and they're pretty juicy, I must say. The name Pilot Juice pen does live up to the actual formula. Oh, and I got a black one just for good measure as well. And then because I am psychotic, I noticed that there were these Pilot Juice Up pens, and this was after I got these Pilot Juice pens. I think I got these in the Shibuya location, so I had already gotten these ones from the Ginza one, but I wanted to try these just because the packaging really drew me to it. I just like the white clean look on the outside. I'm not exactly sure how different the formula is, but I can already tell a pretty big difference even just writing with them right now. These ones, the 04 ones, the ink is a lot more wet, whereas the 05 ones is a bit more of a gel-like formula. So I think I'm gonna like these better than the 0.5 just because I tend to like thinner tipped pens a lot better, and the ink is a bit more vibrant and solid. I got a couple of metallic gel pens. They're both from Uniball, but they're different brands within Uniball. So these two are the Uniball Signo pens. I actually have used Uniball Signo gel pens before, but these two in particular are glitter gel pens. So I got gold and silver, and in the store they had black paper to test the writing out on, and I noticed that they wrote really nicely over top of black. And then I also got the Uniball Signo broad version. These ones have a lot thicker of a tip. There's no chunky glitter in them like these ones. It's just more like a chrome finish, and they show up so opaque over top of black. It's actually insane. I've never seen a gel pen that goes over black as well as these, so I'm excited. Sakura Decorace gel pens. I just really liked the shape of these gel pens. Like, look at the cap. They're like funky. They go out a little bit, and there's a cute design on the outside of the pen. And I've never heard of these before. I didn't know Sakura had this Decorace collection, but there's a ton of different colors. I only got two. This one with the white outside is just a regular pastel blue color, and there's no glitter in it or anything. It's just light blue. But then this one with the black outside is glitter, so it's like a glitter green type of formula. All right, finishing off the pen and marker section from this video, these are from Pilot. I got these friction markers. I've seen the Pilot friction highlighters before, the erasable ones, but I didn't know that they had felt tip markers available as well. So I got a couple colors just to test them out. This like nice sunny egg yolk color and this purplish color and then this peach color. But it's not a thick marker by any means. It's more of like a medium to fine tipped marker. And then on the cap, of course, there's the little rubber erasable part so you can erase whatever you write down with the marker. I've used the Pilot Friction erasable highlighters before, but they're nothing special to me just because I don't have a use for highlighters very often, but I think I would get a lot more use out of these fine felt tipped markers. And then these guys over here, these are thick boys. These are the Pilot Juice paint pens. These are paint markers and they're probably very comparable to the Uniposca paint pens. I got gold, silver, and white. And what's great about paint markers like these is that you can actually write on pretty much any surface, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen people write on canvas and wood and glass with markers like these. So I thought that these were actually very useful to have on hand in case I ever need to write on a surface that, you know, a regular pen would not be able to write on. Plus, it's just fun to doodle with a big, thick marker like this. You know, makes me feel like a kid again. I did get a couple different stickers and things from Tokyu Hands, but as I mentioned, I'm more so focused on the pens since the selection was massive. And I actually liked the selection of washi tapes and stickers a lot better at Itoya. I think the designs were a lot cuter and there was a lot more. I got this whole sheet of tiny little pandas, this whole sheet of little hedgehogs. They're like pastel colored hedgehogs with some gold foil on them. These ones with the little cats all over them. Some sushi ones. Since I'm allergic to fish and I can't eat most sushi, I figured getting these sushi stickers was probably the best option for me. But these are cute because the sticker backing is actually clear and they have some glitter on them, which I thought was fun. And then these sticky notes. These are kind of hilarious and I thought that they were so cute. Count how many times I say cute in this video. I know it's a lot. It's just this cat showing off its booty and the butt is where you write your note. And then these ones are so precious. They're these tiny little sticky tabs and, you know, if you stick them up over like a notebook or something, you'll see the little cats and dogs peeking through the page. Oh yeah, guys, I forgot this. This is a fun little stamping marker. It just stamps little purple hearts. And there's a highlighter on the other end, but I mostly got it for the purple heart end because ARMY, BTS, purple hearts. I had to. This is probably one of my more useless purchases, but I had to get it because of the purple heart. That was everything that I got from Itoya and Tokyu Hands. As I mentioned, I feel like each store has its advantages and disadvantages. It just kind of depends on what you're looking for. If you are planning to visit Japan anytime soon, I would recommend both stores. I think they're just very different shopping experiences and you can find different things at each store. I wanted to go through a couple little miscellaneous stationery items that I got from Japan as well. As I mentioned, during the trip, I kind of just decided to start collecting washi tape at every single landmark and place that I went to because every single souvenir shop had it. And I think I want to continue this tradition whenever I go travel somewhere. I think it's a cute thing to buy. Like, I'll just buy washi tape whenever I visit a new place. So just gonna run through quickly the different ones that I got. I went to Tokyo Disney Sea and Tokyo Disneyland and they had some Tokyo Disney washi tape. These washi tape rolls are pretty thick. They're not like your standard medium-sized washi tape thickness. This one has illustrations of the Tokyo Disney resort map, so it has all of the different rides that are at Tokyo Disney, which I thought would be a fun little reminder of my Tokyo Disney adventures. And then this one has Winnie the Pooh illustrations all over it. It's cute because it's like black and white with just the pop of yellow, and you see like Winnie and Tigger running through the woods. I love Winnie the Pooh. It's one of my favorite Disney franchises. I actually got a Winnie the Pooh coin purse when I was at Tokyo Disney, and I used it throughout the trip because you end up using a lot of cash when you're in Japan, so having a coin purse is essential. And I also got a Tigger headband as well. So I am a Winnie the Pooh fan through and through, and this washi tape really called my name. These next two washi tapes I got when I went to the Fushimi Inari Shrine, which is the famous shrines in Kyoto with the red things. I don't know what they're called, but I'm sure you guys have seen pictures of them before. It is absolutely beautiful. That was probably my favorite thing that I did in Japan. In the souvenir shops on the way back down, they actually sold these washi tapes, and it has the red temple shrines all over them and also the foxes, because Inari means fox, I believe. So I think that's like the symbol of the shrine. Again, don't know the exact details, but I just know that I saw a lot of fox merchandise, so I think that it's like the symbol of that area. This one is white with the red shrines and a little orange fox, There's like his paw prints all over it. And then this one is navy blue with a white fox on it. Of course, I had to get some Pokemon washi tape. We went to the Pokemon Center in Kyoto and there was so much Pokemon merchandise. There was even Pokemon pens and stickers, which I did end up getting a couple. I just didn't show it in this video. But these washi tapes are the cutest things ever. This one is navy blue with little Pikachus. There's like shooting stars and stuff, and I thought that was the most me thing. Like Pokemon, and then the night sky. And then the theme for this roll is Pikachu plus stationery. Like there's just pictures of Pikachu holding a pencil and he's doodling, he's writing letters and stuff. So these two washi tapes are just the most me things I've ever seen in my entire life. This one is pink with some Eevees all over it. Gotta love Eevee, one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. And then this one is light blue with Pikachu all over it as well, but he's like washing his clothes. I don't know, this like the cutest things. When I was in the train station and the airport, I stopped at some of the character specific stores. So I went to the Hello Kitty store and of course got some Hello Kitty washi tape. This one is pink with some gold foil and Hello Kitty all over it. They also had a bunch of the other Sanrio characters as well. So this one is Little Twin Stars. It's like a light blue. There's Cinnamon Roll. Cinnamon Roll used to be one of my favorite Sanrio characters when I was a kid. And then I got this Rilakkuma. I always used to pronounce it as Rilakkuma, but then Netflix recently released a series about it. And Lena Condor actually pronounces it Rilakkuma, which is apparently the correct Japanese pronunciation. This one is probably one of my favorites because it has these tiny floral designs. And then among the flowers, you see the Rilakkuma bears all over it. These are the last washi tapes that I got. I'm actually laughing at how much washi tape I got. I didn't realize it was this many. I'm a hoarder, okay? But I actually got these from a store in Haneda Airport. It was the store that had a lot of different merchandise from different animated shows and movies and stuff. So this one has Gigi from Kiki's Delivery Service. Kiki's Delivery Service is a movie that will always have a very, very special place in my heart. It was one of the first Studio Ghibli movies that I watched. So when I saw this Gigi washi tape, I knew I had to get it. I love Gigi so much, but yeah, there's a lighter blue one and a darker blue one. I also got these My Neighbor Totoro washi tapes, and you see the Totoro characters with vegetables. Both of these have the Studio Ghibli official approval stamp, so I think this is official Studio Ghibli merch. Oh, and then also I got this Spirited Away washi tape. I had to get the holy trifecta trinity of Studio Ghibli films: My Neighbor Totoro, Kiki's Delivery Service, and Spirited Away. If only they had Princess Mononoke, because that is my favorite Studio Ghibli movie, but they didn't, so these will have to do, I guess. And then last but not least, I got these two Sailor Moon washi tapes. Sailor Moon is another childhood nostalgia feels show for me. I'm actually surprised I didn't get more Sailor Moon merchandise on my trip. I thought there was going to be like specific stores, but I didn't really see too many. So I got these two washi tapes. This one is light blue and it has the Sailor Moon bow and star all over it. And then this one is dark blue and it has actual Sailor Moon on it. So I thought these were really cute. Ooh, okay. We did it, guys. I feel like I'm out of breath, but we made it to the end. Props to you guys for sticking it out and getting to the end of this video. Just give me a fist bump right here. As a reward for finishing the video, I promised you guys a giveaway, and that's what we were gonna do. When I was shopping for all this stationery in Japan, I always had you guys in mind as well. So I got doubles of a lot of the things that I showed you in this video, and I also got some stuff that I didn't even show you in this video for you specifically. It'll kind of just be like a surprise goodie bag filled with Japanese stationery, and if you guys want to enter to win this Japanese stationery goodie bag, all of the details will be in the description box below. The rules are going to be pretty easy to enter as usual. Well, I don't think I'm going to be buying any more stationery for quite a long time now because this was insane and I need to take a break. I need to stop. So hopefully you guys don't see me do another stationery haul anytime soon. I mean, knowing me, there probably is going to be another video a month later. I'm going to try to hold back my obsession and not buy any more because I have plenty to spare. Even though this haul was super long, hopefully you enjoyed seeing all of these stationery goodies that I collected during my trip. Again, if you guys are curious as to what I did on my trip and want to see all of the adventures, make sure you check out my Japan vlogs. As usual, you can follow me over on my Instagram at AmandaRachLee and click that bell button down below if you never want to miss a new video from me. I'm gonna go figure out my life and try to organize all of this. Have a great day, everyone. Keep doodling, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.